Hello everybody, welcome back to Billion's Gaming News Roundup for the week April 17th to the 21st. I'm Billion and let's get right to the news, starting with SEGA is indeed buying Rovio, as I reported on last week. So last week I said it was gonna be about $1 billion, turns out it's $775 million by the end of September. Now SEGA wants the help of Rovio to integrate some of its existing franchises into the mobile market, while at the same time integrating Rovio franchises outside of the mobile market. So Angry Birds AAA title when? Square Enix keeps doing blockchain deals. I do not understand why. So Square Enix keeps making bad decisions regarding how much they are investing into blockchain games. They have made a deal with Elixir, a Web3 gaming platform that appears to put a lot of normal games right next to Web3 games to confuse the audience into playing Web3 games. Details of what the deal will actually entail are not really known yet. Then, the Gollum devs are charging for Elvish language DLC. This is actually pretty cool. There's an extra DLC that comes in the Precious Special Edition of the game, which is gonna add extra dialogue in Sindarin, which is the Elvish language. Now there is Sindarin in the main game. This extra DLC is basically gonna add more dialogue in Sindarin for background characters and such. This price comes because they had to actually train voice actors to speak the language, because it's not a real language, it's a made-up language. It is honestly a perfect addition for diehard fans, since most players and most of the Lord of the Ring fans are not actually gonna care how much Severian the elves in the background speak. Anyways, let's laugh at some Scalpers because they cannot sell PS5 consoles anymore, at least upcharged. So the losers are having to sell PS5 consoles that they bought during the whole shortage thing. They're having to sell them at lower MSRP. This is so good. They deserve it. They deserve it so hard. Screw Scalpers. Atari. We all remember Atari, right? Well, apparently they've added over 100 titles to its catalog, which means they bought old games. The company has acquired over 100 titles from the 80s and 90s. They're planning to re-release some of them, create new games for others, and even creating merchandise. Whoa, amazing. This is how they're planning to become a modern industry player in the current landscape. We're gonna see how it goes, because I mean, remember the Atari BCS? This thing right next to me? Remember that? Cause I sure don't. Anyways, Knuckles series has begun production. The spin-off series is gonna focus on Knuckles, still being voiced by Idris Elba, which is something that I honestly was not expecting. Well, Knuckles training Wade, the dumb cop from the Sonic movies, the ways of the Echidna warrior. Wow. The series is gonna be taking place between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, and it should be good because a lot of the people involved in the movies are also gonna be involved in the series, such as the director Jeff Fowler, who's gonna be directing the pilot episode. It's gonna be exciting to see how the series turns out. It's supposed to come out this year, since the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie is supposed to come out December of next year. Joseph Staten joins Netflix. Now, if you don't know who Joseph Staten is, I don't blame you, I didn't know either. Joseph Staten was a previous boss of Halo, and he has now joined Netflix after leaving Microsoft last week. He's gonna be helping Netflix develop a new multi-platform AAA game, and it makes a lot of sense because Netflix has been entering the realm of gaming recently, owning 5 game development studios, although a lot of the games they offer are mobile games, so be excited. Last news of the day. Don't worry about the Xbox logo, it won't hurt you. Anyways, Nintendo Indie World happened. There were a lot of creative games, but only a couple of them piqued my interest. So I'm just gonna go over some of them that did pique my interest. Starting with My Time at Sandrock. This is gonna be a sequel to My Time at Portia, which is a game that I enjoyed, although I did play it before Stardew Valley. so maybe it's not as good as I remember, but it's still something to be excited about if you enjoyed my time at Portia. Another game announced was Rift of the Necrodancer, which is gonna be a rhythm game, so you know I gotta talk about it. I love rhythm games, and it's also a spin-off of Crypt of the Necrodancer. No, Necromancer. Necromancer? Necromancer, I think that's what it is. Might be fun, definitely worth to keep an eye out for it. Animal Well, it looks really fun. It's donkey game, so should be good. Question mark? And last game that I cared about during the whole Nintendo Indie world, Oxenfree 2. This is obviously a sequel to Oxenfree in case the 2 didn't give it away, which is a game that I honestly love. I love Oxenfree, so I'm super excited for this game. It's a shame that it's not coming to Xbox. It's coming to practically everything else except Xbox, which I'm a little bit confused about. It's even coming to the Netflix games thing that I talked about earlier, so might just have to play it through Netflix, I guess. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about any of the news, and I'll do something next week. I don't know. I do the news show next week. It's weekly. Do you not expect it next week? It's a weekly show. Bye.